Your dog's heart broke 3 times today, and you didn't even notice. Dogs feel everything: joy, fear, loneliness, betrayal. And every single day, loving owners accidentally hurt their dog's feelings without realizing the damage they're causing. These 9 everyday things seem completely harmless. Some of them even feel like love. But to your dog, they carry a very different message. Let's begin. Number 9. Ignoring them when you come home. You walk through the door exhausted. Keys drop. Bags land. You head straight to the kitchen or collapse on the couch. Your dog is right there, tail wagging, eyes bright, entire body vibrating with excitement. And you walk past them like they're invisible. To you, it's just a tired moment. To your dog, it's rejection. Research shows that dogs experience a surge of oxytocin, the bonding hormone, the moment their owner returns home. They've been waiting, counting the minutes, listening for your footsteps. And those first 30 seconds when you walk through the door are emotionally critical. When you ignore them, that excitement crashes into confusion. They don't understand why the person they waited all day for suddenly doesn't see them. The fix takes 5 seconds. Say their name, touch their head, acknowledge they exist. Those tiny gestures tell your dog everything they need to hear. I see you, I missed you too. Number 8. Rushing their walks. Your dog finally gets outside, fresh air, new smells. The entire world is waiting to be explored, and you're yanking the leash every 10 seconds because you have somewhere to be. Dogs don't walk to exercise, they walk to experience. Their nose processes the world the way your eyes do. Every fire hydrant, every patch of grass, every tree trunk contains information. Who was here when they passed, what they ate, how they felt. When you rush them, you're essentially blindfolding them and dragging them through an art museum. They sense everything but can't process any of it. Frustration builds, anxiety increases. The walk that should reduce stress actually creates it. Slow down, let them sniff. Give them the walk they actually need, not the walk that fits your schedule. 15 minutes of slow exploration does more for their mental health than an hour of rushed marching. Number 7. Staring directly into their eyes when they are uncomfortable. Prolonged direct eye contact means something very different in dog language than human language. To us, it's a connection. To a dog who's already stressed, it's confrontation. When your dog is nervous, anxious, or unsure, and you lock eyes with them trying to comfort them, you might actually be escalating their fear. They interpret that stare as pressure, as a challenge, as something to worry about. Watch their body language. If they look away, lick their lips, yawn, or show whale eye, that white crescent around their iris, they're asking you to release the pressure. Break eye contact? Look away softly. Give them space to decompress without feeling watched. Connection with dogs isn't about staring. It's about presence without pressure. Number 6. Hugging them tightly. This one hurts to hear because hugging feels like pure love. But most dogs don't experience hugs the way humans do. When you wrap your arms around a dog, you restrict their movement. You pin them in place. For an animal whose survival instincts depend on the ability to flee from danger, that restriction triggers stress, even if they trust you completely. Studies using canine stress indicators found that the majority of dogs showed signs of anxiety during hugs. Lip licking, turning away, tensed body, flattened ears. They tolerate it because they love you. But tolerance isn't enjoyment. Some dogs genuinely enjoy physical closeness. The key is reading your specific dog. Do they lean in, relax their body, seek more contact? Or do they stiffen, look away, try to escape? Love them in the language they understand, not just the language that feels good to you. Number 5. Punishing them long after the behavior. You come home. There's trash everywhere. Cushion destroyed, shoe demolished. You find your dog, point at the mess, and scold them with frustration in your voice. Your dog cowers, looks guilty. You think they understand what they did wrong. They don't. Dogs live in the present moment. They cannot connect your anger now with something they did hours ago. That guilty look isn't guilt, it's fear. They're responding to your tone, your body language, and your energy. They have no idea why you're upset. What they learn isn't, I shouldn't chew the shoe. What they learn is, when my human comes home, sometimes they become scary and unpredictable. Punishment only works if it happens within seconds of the behavior. Anything later damages trust without teaching anything. Number 4. Inconsistent rules. Monday, your dog jumps on the couch and you cuddle them. Tuesday, they jump on the couch and you push them off angrily. On Wednesday, it depends on your mood. To a human, this makes sense. Different days, different circumstances. To a dog, it's chaos. Dogs thrive on predictability. They need to understand the rules of their world. When the rules constantly change based on your emotions, they live in a state of perpetual uncertainty. They never know if their behavior will be rewarded or punished. This uncertainty creates anxiety. It breaks confidence. Your dog stops trusting their own instincts because the feedback they receive makes no sense. Pick your rules. Stick to them every single time. Consistency isn't rigid, it's kindness. Number 3, leaving them alone without preparation. You grab your keys, you walk out the door, you're gone for 8 hours, and your dog spends that entire time not knowing if you're ever coming back. Dogs don't understand time the way we do. They don't know if you're gone for 10 minutes or 10 days. Every departure could be permanent in their mind, especially if you've never taught them otherwise. Separation anxiety affects millions of dogs, and much of it stems from departures that feel sudden and unexplained. Your dog watches you leave and enters a state of worry that doesn't end until you return. The solution is gradual conditioning. Practice short departures. Create a calm routine before leaving. Give them a positive association and a special treat, a puzzle toy, something that only appears when you go. Teach them that your leaving always leads to your return. They don't need constant companionship. They need the confidence that absence is temporary. Number 2, forcing interactions with strangers. Someone visits your home, they immediately reach for your dog, wanting to pet them, hug them, and get close. Your dog backs away, hides behind you, and shows clear discomfort. And you push them forward saying, "It's okay, be friendly." It's not okay. And you just betrayed their trust. Your dog looks to you for protection. When they communicate fear and you force them into the situation anyway, you teach them that their signals don't matter, that you won't protect them when they need it. Dogs need to approach new people at their own pace. Let them observe from a distance. Let them choose when and if to engage. Some dogs love strangers, others never will. Both are valid. Respect their boundaries the way you'd want someone to respect yours. Number 1, not giving them your attention when they ask for it. Your dog walks over, sits in front of you, stares, maybe puts a paw on your leg, nudges your hand. They're asking for something. Connection, acknowledgement, a moment of your time. And you glance at them, then look back at your phone. Dogs have limited ways to communicate their emotional needs. When they approach you deliberately, they're saying, "I need you right now." Not food, not outside. You. Ignoring these bids for connection teaches your dog that reaching out doesn't work. Over time, they stop trying. They become distant, withdrawn, independent in a way that looks like maturity but is actually resignation. The most damaging thing you can do to a dog's emotional health isn't yelling or punishment. It's indifference. It's being present without being available. It's sharing a home but not sharing yourself. Your dog doesn't need perfection. They need presence. They need to know that when they reach for you, you'll reach back. Every single thing in this video comes down to one truth. Dogs feel deeply, communicate constantly, and forgive endlessly. The fact that you watched this far means you care enough to do better. And that's all they've ever wanted. If you made it to this point, you genuinely love your dog. And I think you should continue with the video on your screen right now. Because what your dog does when you're not home will change how you see them forever.